Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't like hypocrisy, and I don't think anyone likes hypocrisy when they are at the receiving end. We might, cover it or mildly approve with it when we are the ones who are the hypocrites. Sometimes we realize doing that, sometimes we don't. Nevertheless, and I'm talking about how the world is run. The thing is, they talk about here about international law and United Nations, and you have the Security Council, and they vote over there, and they talk about the sovereignty of countries and freedom of people and democracy and all that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful notions. And they countries coming to condemn any military aggression coming from any country directed to any other country because we're all equal. But wait, some countries are more equal than others. If you remember Animal Farm by George Orwell. And in this case, we have one country that I don't want to say, well, its action can go far farther than any other country nowadays in its military strikes or intervention or uh, assassinations, and still be considered a country, from the world community and not a pariah. Russia, had its own security concerns and talked about Ukraine and NATO and all that, and eventually we ended up with this, and this occurred in the past 4 months, 5 months. We have a country here that does things that no other country except United States and I guess big countries, important countries would dare to do. And this country is it's called the Jewish state Israel. I have here an article from the Jerusalem Post from July 5th, 2022, and this is the title. Now, remember, this is written by Israeli, comes from an Israeli news outlet, so you would expect certain words that emphasize certain things or dilute other things. Russia condemns alleged Israeli airstrike in Tartus. Now, Tartus is in Syria, and that's I think where Russia has the only thing is that's the only military base they have outside of Russia. Maybe they have another one, but I think in some Kazakhstan or something. But nevertheless, let me read you the article. Two Syrian civilians were wounded in an alleged Israeli airstrike targeting sites near the coastal city of Tartus over the weekend. Russia has again condemned an alleged, and it's underlined, an alleged Israeli airstrike that hit targets in Syria. Well, I don't know if this is alleged and why do they bother, because the Israelis jets were hitting targets of Iranian terrorists on Syrian territory. They were training and planning and doing push-ups and these kind of things. And this country destroyed something in another country that's sovereign, independent, which happened to have invaders in its country, which are the United States, and I think there are some British soldiers as well. It used to be, I don't know if there still are. I think there were some Dutch soldiers, before, but now we know for sure that it's Americans who take care of the oil over there in the East Syria. And besides, they were not invited. So if a legitimate government, and Assad is legitimate, the legitimate government of Syria, does not invite you, doesn't sign anything with any other country to have military presence in their country, then you just come in. That's an invasion. That's been happening for some time, and they all yell about Russia and Ukraine as bad that is. You see how they all condemn that, but is anybody condemning the United States being on the territory of a sovereign country, uninvited? and conducting military operations over there. Look at the Israeli. They don't care. Even if they say, yeah, it was us. So it was us. So what? They just destroyed, I think it was Damascus International Airport. They had some strikes over there. They closed it. And it was the Israelis. And I said, yeah, we did it. What are you going to do about it? Then the Syrians are restraining themselves. You know, they will lose in a fight with Israel, that's for sure. But they're not hitting back. And I'm not talking about crazies. I'm talking about government. And here is the Israeli government that, you know, orders these missiles and all that, the airstrikes. So it says an alleged Israeli airstrike that hit targets in Syria over the weekend, calling the IDF's war between wars campaign in Syria categorically unacceptable, the Russians, and demanding it to stop. And I'm quoting again, we strongly condemn such irresponsible actions, they are very responsible from their point of view, that violate the sovereignty of Syria and the basic norms of international law, and we demand their unconditional cessation. So stop it, said Foreign Minister spokeswoman Maria Zakharova. And I'm quoting her. We strongly condemn such irresponsible actions that violate the sovereignty of Syria and the basic norms of international law. We condemn their unconditional cessation. And then 2 Syrian civilians were wounded in the airstrike targeting sites near the coastal city of Tartus. While Syria's Sana state media said that the missiles targeted several poultry farms in the vicinity of Hamadiyah, south of Tartus, Israeli reports said that they targeted advanced air defense systems that had been transferred to the country by Iran. They said alleged, and now they said that Israeli reports said that they targeted advanced. So they did it. No, they don't care. And they can say whatever they want. And what are you going to do? Because here is like this, the credibility here is friends or people that I can use, and my enemy is that I don't follow the script I'm providing them with. So here in this case, obviously, Syria is the bad dude, and then Israel is the good dude. So Israel can claim whatever it wants, and Syria can claim whatever it wants. The truth would be who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. That's how it's not evidence. What do you think? Let's say the Syrians are going to provide footage that, I don't know, some schools or children hospitals where the child care centers were destroyed. Do you think the Israelis would said, "Oh, my bad, yeah, it was us"? No, that's false. That's manufactured. That's fake. It was not us, and that's the way it goes. And they would go vice versa. So it's not only that. But what I'm trying to say that I'm just surprised that, not surprised, I'm just saying, not surprised, I'm just pointing out that certain countries who do things for a long time, hitting their neighbors and so on, and you say, yeah, but the neighbors hit at you. Yeah, they hit at you with a Second World War mortar, which is bad enough, but then you go with airplanes and you hit. What did Syria do? Oh, they have systems, rocket systems. So there's none of your business whatever I have. You might have nuclear weapons, as far as we all know. And what are we going to do about it? Nothing. Does anybody attack you for that? Remember, Saddam Hussein was kicked in his balls for alleged weapons of mass destruction. Remember, the whole country was up. But it's who you know what I mean? So that's how it goes here. So it says here that Tartus, along with Khmeimim Air Base is the nearby province of Latakia, are the main Russian bases in the country. So they have 2 bases over there in that. So it says Russia is enormously influential in Syria, where it intervened in 2015 and got rid of those guys, ISIS, that were grown by people at their breast, if you want, you know what I mean. And these guys say Hezbollah is over there, Lebanon is having some problems, Syria, blah blah blah. The problem is, what did you hit? Oh, you feel threatened? Can you feel threatened? Yeah. Is your security threatened? Yes. What about Russia's security? You see, everywhere you go, oh, I should be, I should take into consideration your safety concerns. Okay. Would you take mine? No. All right, I invade over there to clear things up over there. Oh, that's bad. You do the same thing? United States and Syria or Israel hitting whomever they want over there in the area. That's okay. That's totally okay. What is this? That's called double standard, and that's how the international law works. Just to point out this thing, and there's many. I passed many incidents like this occurring over there between the Jewish state and the Syrian state. But this one I thought it was important because the Russians said that it's unacceptable. And they're not do shit about it. What are they gonna do about it? Attack Israel? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.